Arts with OBXentertainment.com and OBXE TV. Today we have special guests with us, filmmaker Victoria Duncan and her director of photography, Sheldon Walker.
Cool.
So hey guys, thanks for being here. So what are you here for all about? I guess you guys have a project coming up.
Yeah, well, we are from New York University in NYU, New York. I am in my senior year at NYU, and I'm making my senior thesis film. And I thought, what better place to make it than the Outer Banks, because I'm from Raleigh originally, so I've been coming here since I was really young, and I love it, and I'm like super inspired by it. So yeah, that's why. And Sheldon's my director of photography.
Yeah, so I'm coming out to scope out the visuals.
Nice.
Kind of get a good plan going for a film shoot next month. So
cool. Now, was this your first time here?
My first time to Outer Banks. I've been to North Carolina a couple of times.
Okay. Yeah, it's pretty different out here.
Yeah,
sure,
definitely.
So.
Much different scenery.
A lot more remote.
Yeah. So I bet it was really exciting for you to go to New York and maybe a little bit of a culture shock.
Oh yeah, definitely. When I moved to New York, I was like, oh my god, like I'm so scared. Like I'm
It
gonna
is
like, subways and all that stuff. But yeah, you have to adapt. But
So now that you've been there a few years, do you think that you'll stay up there, or do you think you'll move back to North Carolina, or go somewhere else?
I'm not sure. I'm trying to keep my options open.
Right.
I might go to LA. Because there's opportunities there too.
Right, yeah.
But I do love coming home just because it's a lot more of a slower pace, and I love the people in North Carolina, and it's really awesome. So
definitely.
Yeah.
So I was just doing a little bit of research, and you have was it 80 different movies on your YouTube channel?
Yeah.
So when did you first start?
Well, I've always been kind of fooling around making videos since I was really young. Since I was 12, I would just pick up a camera and start making things, and I had a YouTube channel and all that stuff. But yeah, it's something I've always really loved, and I kind of applied to NYU just randomly, just let's see if I get in. And then it was the only place I applied to out of the state, so then I got in. I was like, oh well, I guess I gotta go to New York then.
Yeah,
so,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. And how about you? How long have you been shooting?
I guess I've been making movies since I was maybe 15, 16. I started when I was in high school. But I kind of got into it in a weird way. I actually had this teacher when I was a freshman who was really into, he was actually a biology teacher, but he was really into incorporating arts and that kind of stuff into our science education. So he encouraged us to make songs or videos that show the different things that we were working on in our classes. And I was that weird kid who was this is actually really cool, I should do this more. And so I got into it that way, and I started messing with the software a lot, and I started editing stuff. I actually I used to play Tony Hawk video games, and I was involved in the online community, and I had a friend who would record himself playing, and he would send me the videos, and I would edit them together for him.
Nice.
And that was my first time really getting used to that stuff, and that's how I kind of got into filmmaking, through editing. And then I started taking classes in filmmaking, because I'm from Rhode Island, so I was really close to Rhode Island School of Design. So I could take classes there when I was in high school. And I just was doing it so much that I was I guess I should apply to film schools. And, that's that. So I'm making movies.
Cool. So you guys met in school. Now, this current project, is this a movie that you wrote, or so are you going to be just directing it too, or are you going to have somebody else direct it?
I'm going to be directing it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you get to call all the shots, basically.
Yeah, I'm going to be you do this.
Yeah.
You move that.
Have you ever directed stuff before, with a bunch of actors?
Yeah, I actually, last semester I studied abroad in Prague in the Czech Republic. So as part of this program where we all had to direct a film with Czech actors, and no one spoke English.
Oh boy.
So it was really difficult, but it was a good experience. I had to have a translator on set, and okay, you feel this way about the da-da-da-da-da, and he's like, and then I have to stop, and then he's like, okay, da-da-da-da, then I have to like continue, and it just like be back and forth. It would take forever, but
meanwhile you're like, is this really what they're saying?
yeah, it's like, are they telling them something completely different? That's just like, but yeah, it was a good experience though.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, is there anything you could tell us about this next project that you're doing all your scouting for here?
Yeah, well, it is about a dystopian society in somewhere in the not too distant future where music is outlawed. It's banned, and it's about this girl, this adolescent girl, and she is a spy, and her job is to find people who listen to music and turn them over to the police. So yeah, and basically she hears music for the first time, and after that she's like, oh no, what do I do? What side do I choose? And, you know,
cool.
Whatever happens from there, you just have to see the movie.
I will. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Now, when are you going to start filming?
We're shooting April 22nd through the 26th.
Okay. Now, is the whole movie going to be here?
Yes. We're
Nice.
shooting the whole thing here. Yes.
Cool. Are you bringing, like, your own actors?
Yes, we're trying to cast as much as possible in New York just because of, like, for rehearsals and stuff like that. But we do want to cast extras because we have a few classroom scenes. So we're trying to find young kids who are, like, around middle school age. So if anyone wants to, you know, reach out for that, you know, they can do that.
Definitely. We have a couple kids of our own.
Oh, well.
I don't know. They might be, one's 8, one's 15, so they might just miss the...
Oh. It might still work, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. We could still figure something out.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, definitely let us know when you're looking so we can help spread the word.
Yeah,
so,
definitely.
I know people around here, they got real excited a couple times, like that Knights and Rodanthe film.
Oh, yeah.
We were going to audition, but that's when our youngest son decided he was coming, so I was in the hospital like...
I want to be in a movie.
So after you film, then how long, like, post-production, is that going to be, like, what you help with, or?
Oh, no, I've no say, unfortunately. I, like, after we shoot, well, actually, it's kind of changing now. There's, like, a weird, like, I feel like the film community, like, as a whole is kind of, like, unsure, like, what the director of photography's role should be in post-production now, because it's kind of changed recently, because now that everything is happening on computers, like, there's so much post-color grading happening, so the entire look of the movie is, like, subject to change until you finish in post, and then it's kind of like a weird situation in which there's not really a set, like, well, the director of photography is also directing the color grading process, or not, you know. So it depends, actually. Like, we haven't really talked too much about it, but what we're actually planning on doing is kind of developing certain looks before we shoot, like on the computer, and have those follow us kind of throughout the process.
So you can kind of have everything be more uniform.
So when we go into post, we'll already kind of have like a baseline for how we want the color grade to look, and so the colors can take it from there.
Nice. So do you have to have this done like by a certain time for college?
Well, we need to have dailies, which is like basically the rough, like
just like the raw footage.
The raw footage,
just to show that we made the film.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's basically all we need for the class, just by the end of the semester have that. But in terms of like actually completing the film, there's no actual deadline. I just kind of can take as much time as I want, I suppose.
So you think you'll definitely finish it, for sure?
Oh yeah. Eventually. Yeah. I hope so. That's the plan.
And then, and so then after you get it all done, then what's the next part of the process? Do you go around to like different film festivals and try to?
Yeah, we'll try to submit to a bunch of different film festivals around the country.
Try to spread the word around, get some recognition.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Very cool. So if people wanted to follow how your progress is going with the film, like what's the best way? Should they go to your website or? Yeah,
well, we have a Facebook page. It's I guess people can probably remember. It's the facebook.com/The Transgressor, a short film.
Okay. So how did you get the idea for the film? You just Were you a music lover?
I think it's more of just a way of showing just in general how society, we're kind of a society of conformity. And when someone is different, you know, people are more likely to just follow what everyone else thinks and just think that type of person is bad just because they're different. And they think they're logical just because, you know, everyone else thinks that,
Right.
but they don't realize how, like, silly it is, you know, whether it be, like, race or ethnicity or, you know, anything like that. So I think I kind of want to make it as more, I mean, obviously, like, I love music and I love that part of it as well, but I think I also want it to be sort of a more of a broad, you know, have a parallel, different, I don't know, imperfections of human nature, I suppose.
Right.
Yeah. So I think that's really interesting about it.
Well, it sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Have you guys finished up and got all of your locations down pat?
Yep, we got some good ones. We're going to be shooting at Jockey's Ridge, the Elizabethan Gardens, a few ones around where my house is, the beach house that we're going to be staying in Avon, which is a bit of a distance, but just different locations around the island, and, you know, want to really take advantage of some of the, like, the more surreal aspects of the Outer Banks, because it is sort of like nowhere else.
Right.
You know, parts of it are, you know, lovely and escapist, but, you know, other parts are kind of, you know, it gets really foggy, and, you know, some of the houses are really old, and, you know, I want to, like, capture that part of it also.
That sounds great. So if people see, like, you guys, like, filming, is it a closed set? Should they, like, make sure they stay away?
We're not really allowed to close down properties that aren't, you know, like Jockey's Ridge, like, people are still allowed to, like, be in the park. We can't shut down the whole thing, but, yeah, if we're filming something, it'd be nice if, you know, they didn't, like, walk into the frame with us in action, you know, like, you know, that would be, like, a respectful thing, but, you know, they're welcome to, you know, watch, I guess, from a distance. And,
cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for being
Thank
here
you.
today, and wish you just the best as you're filming, and yeah, remember us when you're putting the call out for extras. We'll
Definitely.
spread the word, and yeah, hope you have a safe trip home and a safe trip back here next month.
Great. Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys.
Okay.
I'm Sue Arts with OBXentertainment.com and OBXE TV, and we'll see you next time.